question is, referring to the denationalization of money, Libra upsets completely the concept of money identity. This is considered as a negative effect, but by supporting the Zuckerberg ideas, this could be a real revolution. So, in your abstract presentation, you said that only the 38% of Germans trust the current financial system. Can you please clarify this concept?
Of Libra?
Yes.
And yes, I think there's a gap because many are skeptical about the financial system and they're looking for alternatives. But I don't think that Libra has an alternative. It's worse than the system we have now. But of course, Libra wanted to use this gap and see some possibilities for the business. And of course, they are able to develop a very enhanced technology, and they could have a very comfortable tool for as an addition to WhatsApp and Facebook, so it would be easy for users to use the technology. But we have to look carefully what happens with it, and if the structures behind are good for our society, and if it's really good for the goals of our society. And here I'm very skeptical, because when you look at the Facebook company, the main goal is to increase the profit of the company. And then you have side effects like data protection or data scandals, like the Cambridge example. And so you see that what they talk about, or in the white paper, it's totally different to the practice they are using. And so I'm quite skeptical with the Libra case, because I'm much more skeptical about the social network itself. It doesn't work. So why should Libra money work?
Yes, related to this, after the last scandal, Facebook lost the 40% of its value. If another scandal could occur, it could also affect the reserves of money behind the Libra Association. So will there be any financial instruments that customers could use to make hedging against these kind of risks?
I think the main problem is Facebook has not the core competence of managing money, or their core competence is the social network. And now they want to issue money, and they have the competence for it. And I think that's not their origin, and then it could be a risk for the society or for the users, because in the back you have the reserves, and they want to make profit out of it, and then they want to buy securities which are not which are for more years, so 2 years bonds and 5 years bonds or 10-year bonds, because the longer the bonds are, the higher is the interest and the higher is the profit. But when you have the bank run, and the bank run would be that everybody wants to sell Libra. In this case, the Libra Foundation can't provide you with currency, because they have the long-term investment, and when they sell these long-term investments, they would lose a lot of money. So the exchange rate for the Libra will decrease, and users will have a great loss of money. So the risk is quite high, and I think that's a point where regulators have to look at it.
The fact that Libra didn't receive any kind of endorsement by multinational corporations such as Amazon, Google or Apple and so on, is due to real economic reason or instead is related to a sort of natural competition behavior or prejudice among corporations?
Yes, you could suppose that it's more the competition between the companies because Google has its own digital currency, so Google Pay. So Apple has its own currency, Apple Pay. Amazon has the Amazon coin, and everybody wants to increase this volume of their own currency. And it's interesting that the public doesn't discuss the amount of Amazon coins because it's not blockchain, but it's a digital currency. So when you look at it in a deeper way, it's quite the same what PayPal, Apple, Google, and Amazon does, and Facebook. But it's interesting that there's so much attention to the Libra case, and I think you should look more carefully on all big companies and what they do with the money creation, and then to have more strict regulation for big companies, and on the other side to have lower regulation for smaller banks. So cooperative banks shouldn't be regulated so much, and on the other side Google Pay or Apple Pay has to be regulated much more because the risk is much higher with a company with billions of dollars behind in comparison to a small bank with only a few hundred millions of dollars.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.